Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the next episode of Joe Kelley's Psychedelic Experience. What's going on with you, my friend? Hey, your old pal Joe here, checking in with you on a motherfucking Monday. How's it going? How's it hanging? Listen, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing better than you ever thought you possibly could be doing. If you're not, hey, that's A-okay. All right? But do yourself a favor. Get your shit together, all right? We're in the last week of July, people. What the fuck have you been doing up until this point? We're heading into month number 8 of the year. That means we got August, we got September, we got October, we got November, and we got December. Less than half a year left in 2023. What the fuck have you been doing for the first 7 months? Get your shit together. You might as well do it. 2024, gonna be our year, people. Your year, my year, we're going to do it together. But the only way we can make that happen is if we get our shit together. So I hope you do that, all right? Also, this episode of the podcast is brought to you by our good friends at Magic Mind. Check out magicmind.com. Use the promo code Joe, that's J-O-E at checkout. Get yourself 20% off. Also, I would like to thank everybody who has subscribed to my Patreon. Patreon.com/utilize shrooms. We get you some daily videos over there pretty much every damn morning at this point. Bonus podcasts, all sorts of stuff. That's just it right now, but we're going to continue to build on the Patreon and add more features and more things as time goes on. But right now, you're getting bonus episodes, you're getting daily check-in videos, you're getting some exclusive stand-up comedy content too, ladies and gentlemen. I might be posting a new video, a raw video, from this past weekend over there. So if you'd like to support me and the podcast in just whatever it is I do, go to patreon.com/utilize shrooms. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, got some shows coming up this month. I'll be in Denver on August 6th. That's a Sunday. Louisville, Kentucky, the 10th through the 12th. Cleveland, Ohio, the 19th and the 20th. I'll also be in Pittsburgh, the 24th, Boston, the 25th and 26th. September, I'm going to be in Des Moines, Iowa, the 8th and the 9th. Seattle, the 29th and the 30th. October, a little light right now, but Salt Lake City, hey, I'll come see you and you damn Mormons, the 6th and the 7th. I like the Mormons. They're nice people. I've heard the ladies are pretty dirty, so I'm excited about that. November 3rd and 4th, I'll be in Albany, New York. The 10th and the 11th, it's looking like Bridgeport, Connecticut. And then winding down the month after Thanksgiving, the 24th and the 25th in Appleton, Wisconsin. And then we got Tampa coming up in December. All those shows I mentioned will be with my buddy Aaron Weber, so they'll be clean shows. But come on out and have some fun if you wouldn't mind. I'll be adding stuff as the months goes on. Go to Joe Kelley, you know where to go, joekellycomedy.com for all the upcoming dates, shows, and everything else that's going on in my world. How have you been, my friend? What have you been getting into this past week? Did you have any fun? Boy, oh boy, what a controversial week it has been, huh? Lot of bad news going on in the world. People outraged, all sorts of chaos going on in the world. You know, you see, what was it? The country guy, the old Jason Aldean. Did you all keep up? People, boy, oh boy, people sure are upset about that, huh? A country guy made a country song and, people are up in arms about it. Ain't that some shit? Ain't it interesting how people got nothing better to do with their fucking lives than fucking be mad about something that they had no interest in? Here's the thing. I don't know really who Jason Aldean is, all right? I know he sings some country songs. My sister used to be a fan of his. I don't know if she still is anymore. But so like 10 years ago, I remember hearing about him. And then I haven't heard anything since. And then people are upset. And then I hear about him again. And now I'm listening to his music. Not all of it, just some, because now it's popping up. But it's like, hey, this guy, he ain't that bad, you know? I know it all sucks and it's all garbage country or whatever. But what was the thing that happened, people? Jason Aldean put out a song called Not in My Small Town or whatever the fuck it is. What the hell's the name of the song? I probably should have looked it up before I started yapping about it. But you guys know how people are. People just get upset and they freak out. And what's the name of the damn song here? What is it called? Little Town? God damn it, it's so difficult to find now. Try That in a Small Town. That's the name of the song. And apparently the song came out months ago, but it wasn't controversial then, and now it is. This is what I mean by people got nothing fucking better to do with their life at all. And the only reason I even checked out the song is because I saw who was getting upset about it. And it's the same people who get upset about everything, which is usually nothing. So I was like, well, I'm definitely going to check it out now. And it's, you know, it's a generic fucking 2020s, you know, 2010s, 2020s, whatever. It's a generic modern country song that isn't anything different than anybody else is doing. But for some reason, people freaked out. I think one of the issues was with the music video. I guess he did do it in front of a courthouse where somebody had been lynched in like the 20s or something like that. But, you know, which, you know, probably not the best. But if you think about it, if you really think about it, any sort of monument or anything, there's probably been blood and destruction and bad things that have happened to a lot of people around anything. So it's just... I just wish people had better things to worry about than a goddamn country song, you know? It seems like there's worse things to be outraged about than some guy singing a song, which it ain't. People were saying it's a pro-lynching song, which I didn't really understand, but, you know, I'm not from... what the fuck, dude? All I know is it was everybody who's always upset about everything getting upset about the song, and anytime professional outraged people, you know what I mean? People who make it a point in their existence to be outraged about something. Anytime they get upset, I just don't take it seriously anymore. I really don't. Anytime there's a bunch of people getting mad about something, I assume it's not a big deal. Anything that seems really important and things that people should be getting upset about. How about the fact that there's like, somehow we sent Ukraine an extra like $6.3 billion unknowingly. You know what I mean? It was an accident or something like that. And we're definitely not getting it back anytime soon. But nobody's upset about that. No one's upset about the fact that, you know, our fucking tax money, you know, it's not going to the roads and the infrastructure of our country. It's not going to a better educational system. It's not doing anything to help us. It's going over to some, and it's just fucking, we didn't know it happened. And, you know, no one's talking about that at all. Barely anybody. I haven't heard anybody talk about it. I haven't seen anybody tweet about it. I haven't seen anybody on Facebook getting pissed off about it. I haven't seen anybody making a fucking selfie goddamn video going, that's fucking crazy that all of a sudden we sent $6 billion accidentally over to a fucking country that's definitely going to lose this war. You know, no one seems to be upset about that, but a goddamn country guy writes a fucking country song and people are mad. It's fucking ridiculous, man. Absolutely ridiculous. And let's get into it, people. I don't know if you guys are even going to care about this much at all or whatever it is, but like, okay. So I do comedy from time to time, right? I do stand-up comedy. I don't know if you guys are aware, but sometimes I like to tell jokes. And, you know, a lot of people who do comedy in today's world are of the, I don't even think they truly are left-leaning. I just think they're so cowardice that they don't have their own opinions and they just want to toe whatever line it is that a majority of their peers are towing so they can look like a good person. That's what I think, right? So basically, there's some people who do comedy also book comedy clubs. So they're the people you have to go through in order to get booked, right? For me, in my opinion, what if you showed up to your job? Or what if you were applying for a job? Because some of these clubs I'm not necessarily in with, I'm trying to get in with, right? So I send these people my availability, which means the weekends I'm not booked, in hopes that they will book me for a weekend, right? So let's say you're applying for a job. Let's say you're going to go in and you have a job interview and maybe you're a great person for the job, you know? Maybe you've been busting your ass at this one thing and this is, you know, a great opportunity for you to have this job. And you sit down with your job interviewer and he is not talking anything about the fucking job that you're doing or what's going on. Instead, he's bitching about Jason Aldean. Imagine that. Imagine sitting down across from your employer and you're going, hey, I hear you looking for some people to work. And he's like, well, what about this fucking idiot country guy singing an idiot country song? And these are the fucking types of people that I have to deal with, ladies and gentlemen. These are the people who are hiring for the fucking jobs out there. And it's not like it's one guy in particular, and I'm not going to fucking say names or clubs or whatever, but it's like, it's a chain. It's a comedy club chain. So it's not like it's one fucking obscure club in goddamn, you know, Wichita, Kansas or something like that. It's a chain fucking comedy club with at least 7 or 8 rooms in the entire country. And I've been emailing this guy for fucking months, and he's too worried about Jason Aldean songs to fucking even respond to me. This is the type of shit I gotta fucking deal with because these people are spineless fucking idiots who have no real opinions anyway. And it's like, God damn it, man. I just gotta listen. If you, wherever your city is, all right, reach out to me and let me know about some venues that aren't comedy clubs, music venues, karaoke bars, wherever. Send me some venues in your town. I'll fucking book a show there outside of all these fucking ignorant fucking assholes and do fucking shows. All I want to do is get on the road and do comedy. But I got to deal with these brainless fucking nimrods who spend more time writing about Jason Aldean than they do their own fucking jokes, man. That's what's frustrating about this shit. I see these people, they write fucking paragraphs of this thought out fucking mindless, fake, bullshit, contrived opinion about some fucking country song. And then you go watch them do stand up and they ain't got no fucking jokes. Write a fucking joke instead of writing about the fucking country guy. It's so irritating. But all I'm saying, like, just let me know. If you guys have any connections, or if there's a venue, maybe you don't even have a connection. You just know that there's a place where people perform in your town. Let me know. It could be a brewery. It could be a bar. It could be a rock club. Whatever it is, fucking let me know. And I'll do whatever I can to book a fucking show there, as long as I don't have to deal with these fucking idiots. And here's the thing, is just based off these types of opinions that I see, I know they see my shit that I fucking put out there and they ain't gonna fuck with me just because I like being an asshole. I like being a quasi-troll. I like running my mouth and saying things that don't mean anything to me because I think it's funny to make people mad. Don't you think it's fun to rile people up? People get so passionate about shit and you don't even care. Like, you know what I mean? There's another guy, YNW Melly. He's a rapper. He's been at fucking court forever. He killed 2 of his friends. Maybe. Allegedly he did. They couldn't come to an agreement. It became a mistrial. But my whole thing was, well, I hope YNW Melly and Jason Aldean do a collab together. I think that'd be fun. You get the pro-racist guy and the murderer guy, and they make a song together, and then everybody's happy. Then we fucking ended racism because you got a murderer and a racist making a song together, and now the world's a beautiful place. But I know people see that and they go, fuck this guy. I ain't going to book him because he ain't saying, you know, women are the best thing ever or whatever it is. He's not saying Jason Aldean sucks and women are strong. And not that y'all aren't strong, you just ain't stronger than men. It's a fact. Physically and emotionally too. Spiritually though. Spiritually, ladies, y'all take the cake on that one. You're spiritually stronger than all men ever, except maybe Jesus and Gandhi. Other than that, you take the cake, ladies. But physically, emotionally, you're never going to compete. It's just genetics. You were born with it. You were born without it. It is what it is. But I'm not going to pretend that you are for the sake of that maybe I get booked at a comedy club. You know, I'm not going to pretend to hate a fucking song that I don't care for anyway, that I don't care about for the sake of being involved so I can go, oh man, I said the right thing. Hopefully I'll get booked now. Who gives a fuck? Everyone's so worried about stupid fucking shit and they don't even see the fucking, you know, nothing that's going on. But, the point is people are upset about the country song and there's a lot worse things going on in the fucking world right now. But for some reason that, and what was it, the Barbie movie came out and people had opinions on that. I didn't see it. I don't go see movies. Who cares? Any adult who goes and sees that movie I don't respect you at all. Okay? I don't care your gender, whatever it is. It can't be a good, there's no way it could be good. There's no way that movie could be fucking good at all. Ryan Gosling's in it. Oh, great. Who cares? It's not going to be, how could it possibly be a good movie? There's no way. If you went and saw it, let me know. Maybe I'll go see it and just give you a review. But God damn, that was the two big things that I saw last week that people were talking about was the fucking Barbie movie and the goddamn Jason Aldean song. But it's like, who gives a fuck about any of those things? Don't we have better things going on? I've been reading. I'm on my third book this month, people. I'm on my third book this month. I've been sitting on my porch in the morning without my phone. I've been like meditating, almost praying in the morning. That's what I've been doing with my life this past month for the most part, other than the vacation I took. That's what I've been doing. I've been doing everything I possibly could to better myself. I've been going to the gym. I've been eating very, very well, except for a couple of times I had a little bit of fun. You know what I mean? I had a sandwich here and there, but I've been eating well. I've been reading books. I've been feeding my mind with like positive information, real positive stuff. Right now I'm reading the Power of Positive Thinking. That's the book I'm on. I just finished up U Squared. It's all about elevating your mind. Because sometimes I think I'm going to pull my hair back for those of you watching. It's getting hot. I like to keep it down just because I know the locks are why half the people tune into this shit on YouTube so they can see my beautiful hair. I will be chopping it here in the next few months, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to move on and up. It's time to let it go. Well, time to see if I really am Samson. If all the power in my life comes from my hair, I'm gonna cut it. But what was I talking about? Yeah, I'm just been reading books, trying to better myself. I get caught up in a lot of negative thought patterns, and I just don't want to do that. And I go back and forth all the time. And sometimes I'm real good where I'm just like, nah. And it all has to do with worrying about myself. As soon as I start worrying about other people, and maybe you're this way too, I'll start getting real negative. Not only towards them, but towards myself too. Like, why am I not doing the things they're doing or whatever it is? And it's all because we're on different paths and shit like that. But just really looking inward and trying to, change the way I think and be more positive and, trying to view myself as someone who is deserving of the things that I want in life instead of thinking that it's a pipe dream or like a lottery sort of thing where it's like, oh, if 3 sevens show up, then it's all going to work out for me. And it's like, no, things are going to work out for you because you're a decent person. Your heart's in the right place. So you just have to remind yourself of that from time to time. And a lot of times I forget. There's, it's just how I was raised. There's a lot of negativity growing up. Not like necessarily projected on me, but, people around me were just like, they thought negatively of themselves. And no matter, here's the thing. If it was, even if somebody, as far as like growing up when you're a kid, it's always like parents are always doing the thing, do as I say, not as I do. Well, if most kids are imitators, so they're going to, regardless of what you say, they're going to do what you do. So if somebody thinks that they're a piece of shit, if somebody's very negative towards themselves and very hard on themselves, it doesn't matter how great they think you are or how great they tell you that they are. it's very hard to believe them because they think so negatively about themselves. And especially when it's a parent, it's like, just because you're telling me these things, you're not showing me how to think that way. I'm watching you and you're showing me how to think, and everything you think is negative, except when it comes to me. And then you're pretending that I'm supposed to think positively when I don't know how, because there's no example of that, if that makes any sense. So I'm trying to break a lot of these thought patterns and shit like that, because I do get caught up in a lot of negative, just self-doubt and being super hard on myself and stuff like that. So just reading books, trying to fucking better myself and plan for the future and really figure out what it is that I want to do with my life and envision it and really picture it in my head and writing it down and making it come true. Because, you got to trick your brain. That's a lot of the stuff I've been reading, is like tricking your brain. If you start picturing yourself in certain situations, your brain doesn't know if it's true or not. So if you live in a positive fucking mindset, man, if you envision beautiful things, your brain doesn't know it might not be real right now, but the idea with everything I've been reading is your brain will think it's real. So then you'll start behaving as if it's real. You know what I mean? You'll start living as if all your wildest dreams have already come true, because you've spent so much time thinking about them and picturing them and visualizing them and writing them down and saying things to yourself, that all of a sudden it just fucking happens. I don't know. Is that the secret or whatever it is? And maybe there's more to it than that, right? Positive thinking. There was a Dave Chappelle joke. I think it was about The Secret, where the secret to life is like positive imagery. So he's like, tell starving kids in Africa to picture a piece of chicken. He's like, no, you just have a bad attitude about starving to death. And maybe that's true. And that's, and we're in a position in the Western world where we have the opportunity to, to think about these things and picture a future. So maybe it's different for everybody, but I'm just tired of thinking negatively. And so I'm doing everything I possibly can to practice and to read and just fill my life with, things that I enjoy. Words of wisdom. I'm enjoying the books I'm reading. They're making me feel better as a person. I feel like my thought patterns have gotten better too. I'm trying, anytime I start thinking negatively, whether it's about myself or somebody else, I've been saying out loud, like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? What are you doing this for? Why are you thinking that? Why are you saying that? Especially, you have to consider that, I don't know, that having ill will towards people who have never done anything directly to you is just a complete waste of time. To be envious or to covet thy neighbor's goods is, it's just completely a waste of time. Unless somebody has hurt you directly. And even if they have hurt you directly, most people are just in their own world, in their own space, and not really thinking about you. That's a hard realization too, because I know we all spend most of the time thinking about ourselves and go, why don't people think about me? It's because they got their own shit going on. So it's nothing personal, that's all. So instead of getting upset about a fucking country song or whatever it is, maybe read some books and invest your energy into more positive things. It's just fucking tough, It's tough because I got to see these people spewing their stupid, dumbass, unenlightened opinions. And, I think we probably disagree on things morally, but everyone's such a phony fuck in this world that I'm in that, then they go, or maybe they're not. Maybe it's okay to just be friendly or whatever it is. I don't know. It's just funny because then you go see them face to face and they're like, everyone's kind and cool. And it's like, you're an asshole. You're an unenlightened, low vibration fucking asshole. And I just don't want you in my life, But anyway, what's your take on the Jason Aldean song? What if you went to your dream job and the fucking guy is sitting there rather than talking, having anything to do with you being there, is going, I fucking watched this music video, dude, and it fucking got me riled up. And it's like, I'm trying to make a career out of something, and you're too busy watching music videos to fucking answer an email. Grow up, you fucking pussy. Again, let me know what town you're in. If there's any venues at all in your city, I'll fucking find a way to book a show there. I can't deal with this shit anymore, people. I can't deal with these human beings. So I'd rather deal with you fine people, because I know we fuck with each other. I know you're good people. You have to be. You wouldn't be able to tolerate my fucking nonsense and get through this week after week if you weren't a halfway decent person. Because I say some wild shit on here, and y'all haven't turned your backs on me yet. So I think you understand a little tongue-in-cheek. I think you understand nuance and shit like that. So I just assume if you're listening to this podcast, you're probably a solid person. You probably got a good heart at the very least. You might be a fucking idiot, because Lord knows I am, but you probably got a good fucking heart, because I think I do some of the time, you know? But anyway, that was a big fucking thing for last week. Also, I saw this news story where I forget where it was exactly. I don't think it was Florida. Maybe it was in the Gulf of Mexico or something like that. And also, I don't know if this is complete bullshit or whatever, but apparently there was some drug smuggling going on, and the smugglers were trying not to get caught with their cocaine. So they dumped it into the ocean, and now they have some, what are the people who study the ocean? Oceanographers? That ain't it. I know that ain't it. What the fuck are the people who study fish in the ocean? You guys know who I'm talking about. But they might be finding sharks who are on cocaine. And part of that just seems like, I just think they're trying to fucking just hype up. I think they're trying to do like the cocaine bear thing. Remember when they made that a movie? I think they're just going to try and do that with sharks now. I think it's just propaganda. Shark Week's coming up soon, and they're going, we're going to make another movie about sharks on cocaine if there isn't already one. But apparently some sharks are out there getting tooted up on cocaine. And I don't know if they're eating people, but, you know, they might. That's the good thing about cocaine is you're usually not hungry. So there might be less shark attacks if they're all getting tooted and zooted up, you know? Because you could just, you know, you don't need to eat when you're on coke. You're just having fun. So I imagine cocaine sharks are just out there swimming around, not causing any problems of any kind. They're probably the least troublesome sharks in the ocean are the ones that are on cocaine because they're not hungry. They're probably they're real jittery, no doubt about it. But I bet they ain't eating people, you know? Maybe that shark was all tooted up in the fucking Egypt. Remember that one a couple months ago, whenever it was? We talked about it here on the podcast. It was in the Red Sea. There was a Russian in the Red Sea who got eaten alive by the shark. It's a fascinating video. I've never seen anything like it. But I'm just tired of this fucking shark propaganda where they're like nice. They're like, oh, sharks are so nice. They eat at least 10 people every year. I've never ate a person in my life. Sharks are awful. 10 people a year, at least 10 people a year get eaten alive by sharks. And everyone's like, nah, it's not that big of a deal. That's almost one a month. That's kind of a lot. You know, not really. No, it's not like a ton, but people just act like sharks are so innocent and they don't want to eat people when clearly they do. Clearly about one person gets eaten every single month by a shark, you know, and thankfully most of them live in like deeper waters and are kind of minding their own business. But given the opportunity, I think they will eat people is what that means. But just be careful out there in the ocean because there's, you know, or fucking now might be a good time to get to the ocean. You know what I mean? Fucking get down there and get a little rub some of that little salt water on your gums, you know? Fucking have some fun before the summer's over. Get down to the fucking goddamn panhandle in Florida and just fucking roll around in the beach for a little while. Get all zooted up because there's cocaine in the ocean, people. There's cocaine in the ocean.
Ain't that good news? There's cocaine in the White House, and there's cocaine in the goddamn ocean. Sounds like Hunter Biden's been doing some deep sea fishing. You know what I mean? Anyway, hey, let's take a quick break. We'll check in with our sponsors, and we'll be right back on Joe Kelley's Psychedelic Experience. Thanks for being here, everybody. We'll be right back.
This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Magic Mind. Now, I've been known to make love to a lady from time to time. I think you guys know that. And I'll be honest with you, sometimes I'll make love to a lady and I won't be able to remember her name afterwards. And I know some of you are saying, Joe, how could you not remember your own sister's name? Whoa, shame on you. That was one time years ago. It was a mistake. She didn't look like my sister. She dyed her hair. I was very confused at that point in time. Hasn't happened since then. But from time to time, you have a little bit frivolous lovemaking. You don't really care about the person. They want to go out again. You agree to it. You meet up and you're drawing blanks on her name or maybe his name, you know? That happened to me last week, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to lie to you. I had went out again with a lady I had been out with once before. We made a little bit of love, and we're out eating, and we're talking, and I realized I cannot remember this woman's name. Thankfully, I had my Magic Mind on me, which is just jam-packed with nootropics to get your brain going. I excused myself, went to the bathroom, had my little shot of Magic Mind, and boy, oh boy, wouldn't you know it, I remembered her name almost immediately. As soon as I sat down, I said, "It's very good to see you again, lady's name." And she's like, "How come you haven't said my name up until you went to the bathroom?" And I'm like, "Don't worry about that. I got some extra Magic Mind just for you." And she's like, "What's Magic Mind?" I said, "It'll help you think. It'll help you think clearly. It'll mellow you out right now. You seem a little tense. Have some Magic Mind. Relax your mind, your body, and your spirit." She said, "I'll try anything once." I said, "I know you will. That's why I went out with you again." She had the Magic Mind. She calmed down. We both remembered each other. And now we're in love and we're probably going to get married next year. All thanks to our good friends at Magic Mind. If you believe in love and want to have calm thoughts and just remember everything, do yourself a favor. Go to magicmind.com. Use the promo code Joe at checkout and get yourself 20% off. That's JOE at checkout and save 20%. If you do the subscription, they're already giving you 30% off. So if you use my code along with that, you're saving half off on this beautiful product. I'm a big fan of it, and I think you will be too. Do yourself a favor. Go to magicmind.com, promo code Joe at checkout, and see if you don't like it. Let's get back to the podcast. Welcome back to the podcast, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that brief message from our sponsors. I hope it was great. I hope it was fun. I hope it was a mystery. Good Lord, who could it have been? Who's sponsoring the podcast this week? Anyway, outside of the news and all this shit, this is just something where it's like, man, there's some people that you just see in life where it's like, you should never have any excuse for not doing anything ever, you know? And I've been going to the YMCA, pretty regularly for the past few months now. And absolutely love it. I'm really enjoying myself there. I honestly am. I'm like the variety of things I'm able to do. I played basketball today with some kid, just some young, he might have been 6, 7 years old or something like that. He was just shooting by himself, and I went in there and I was shooting. And he's like, "Hey, do you want to play horse?" I was like, "Sure, I'll play horse with you." I whooped his ass. I ain't going to lie. I didn't take it easy on him, but it was just, I've been there. I used to go to the Y with my dad, and he'd be like, "Go play racquetball, go play basketball. I'm going to work out," or whatever it is. But he was just shooting around by himself, so I shot with him too. I love shooting. I just love shooting basketball. It's a lot of fun. I don't necessarily, horse is fun, around the world, all that shit, but I really enjoyed doing it. And I've been running, hitting the treadmill, doing some weight stuff. I don't really like the weight training, people. I'm more into the kettlebells. I love a kettlebell because you get that cardio. It's just, I don't know. I just like that type of workout better than isolated, doing fucking deadlifts
doing 10 deadlifts and then adding 5 pounds and then doing 5 more and then adding another 20 pounds. I just don't like that shit. I also don't think the human bodies are meant to, carry vast amounts of muscle that people are trying to pack on. And that's why I like the kettlebell. You get a fucking 30 pounder, you get a 40 pounder, a 50 and a 70, and you just do a variety of workouts and shit. And sometimes you focus on the shoulders or the, lower body or whatever it is. But I like to do full body shit, and you're just going through and switching them up. And, I keep the 30 because I don't, I probably could do shoulder presses with like a 70, like press those fuckers up, but you just don't need to be putting that kind of fucking strain on your shoulders and your rotator cuffs and shit like that. I really don't think you need to. So I just don't do it. The 70 I'll use for like squats and deadlifts. And other than that, I'm just kind of cycling between the other 3. I really don't think you need to be putting that kind of pressure on your fucking body, man. And plus it's like, rather than doing fucking super heavy weights, just do more reps, and you're still getting a good workout in. Anyway, I love swimming too. I love fucking, I'm in that pool as much as I possibly can be. And here's the guy I fucking ran into, and I see him there all the time, man. And he's an old man. He's an old man who can barely walk. He has a walker, and he's not moving well. That walker is fucking barely holding him up half the time. He can't get into the pool on his own. He has to have somebody help him get into the pool and get out of the pool. But once he's in the pool, dude, he swims a fucking mile every time he's at the gym. Every time he's at the YMCA, he swims a fucking mile. And he can't walk. He can barely fucking move. But he can swim like a motherfucker. It's easier on your body. You know what I mean? Swimming, I think, is one of the best workouts you could possibly do. I think it's, you get some cardio. You're still getting some resistance on your muscles and shit like that. And I think it's absolutely fantastic. But it's just like, how many able-bodied people, and you may be this person, I definitely have been this person before, are making excuses. Everybody. There's so many people out there, especially big fatties. You know what I mean? I got a thyroid problem. Bullshit. You got a fucking attitude problem. You're a lazy fuck. That's your problem. Oh, my thyroid's different. No, you got a big fat ass because you keep shoveling food in your fucking mouth and you don't do anything. It's hard to go to the gym. This fucking guy can't walk, and he's swimming a fucking mile every day. So what's your fucking excuse? What's my fucking excuse? You know what I mean? There's these people that you see like that. I saw this was like a few years ago. This is when I was in Seattle, and I was at Planet Fitness, and it was the same thing. I want to say it was a dude on a walker or whatever, or he was just an old guy, but he was just walking on the treadmill. You know what I mean? I think it was a one-legged guy, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe no legs, had artificial legs or whatever it is, If anybody has an excuse to not be doing something, it's somebody with no fucking legs. You know what I mean? If anything, people will go, hey, why aren't you doing something today? You go, hey, I got no fucking legs. And they go, okay, that makes sense. That'd be the easiest fucking thing in the world for this guy to do. But he was out there getting it. You know what I mean? He was still putting in the work despite not having any fucking legs. This old guy, he's probably going to be dead within 6 years. You know what I mean? He's got no reason to be working out, but he still does. It's not going to help him walk. His body's fucking shot, but he swims a fucking mile every time he's at the gym. I think his daughter was there a couple weeks ago because I was in the sauna and I saw him swimming, because I'll do like half of what he does, and then I'll hit the sauna. But she was talking about him. And she was in the sauna. The sauna becomes intolerable at some point. She's like, I got to get out of here, but I don't think he's going to be done for another 10, 15 minutes because he's not going to stop. He's not going to stop until he does a mile. He won't get out of the pool until he swims a fucking mile. And he does it every time he's at the goddamn YMCA, and he can't fucking walk. So there's no reason to make any fucking excuse ever for not bettering yourself. There's no excuse. When you see people like that, it makes me irritated to think of the excuses I've made for myself. I want to be like, oh, fuck everybody else. And it's just, projected onto other people, but I can't do that. People are going to make their own excuses. So I'll just take my frustrations out on my former self, where I've been that person, where I don't feel like it today. Oh, my fucking, I'm not in a good mood or whatever it is. My legs work. My arms work. I'm able to stand upright without a fucking walker. There's no goddamn reason I'm not trying to better myself when this guy can't even fucking walk and he's still putting in the fucking work to make himself somewhat of a better person, or at least just fucking, stable enough. Maybe he's not going to get any better. He's going to be an old man until he dies because he's pretty close to it. But he can't, you know what I mean? He can barely get in the pool on his own. He needs help getting out of it, but he still swims a fucking mile every fucking time he's there. So what excuse do any of us have? Oh, I don't feel like it. My job's hard. I'm tired. Go fuck yourself. There's no reason to, people. That shit like that just gets me fucking fired up, man. It gets me absolutely fucking fired up and inspires me, It really does. Because there's no reason. There's no reason at all. If you're able, that's what I'm saying. If you're not able-bodied, even if you got no fucking legs, there's people out there with no fucking legs still putting in the work. And meanwhile, we're sad. My dad didn't love me enough when I was a kid, so I can't do nothing but eat food and become a big fatty and then tell him I got a thyroid problem or whatever the fuck. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. There's people out there with no legs losing weight more than they, and an additional weight to the weight they already lost from their legs. Obviously, if you lose your legs, you're going to lose weight, but they're getting in shape still with no fucking legs. You got legs and a big fat mouth and a big fat ass, That's like Lizzo just being a big fatty crying on Instagram. It's like, there's a guy with no fucking legs walking. What are you doing, you big fat hog? Get your fucking life together, I got a friend who's like, yeah. I struggle with it. It's like, get your fucking ass up and get moving. You have people around you that placate into your fucking weak mentality of going, oh, I fucking plateaued. I can't lose any more weight. It's like, you're 360 pounds. What are you talking about? You can't lose more weight. Skip a meal and you'll lose some weight. Drink some water and piss it out and you'll lose weight. Quit eating so much, you big fatty. I'm just saying, don't make no excuses for yourself, people. Everybody's got fucking excuses, but you shouldn't. Even if you don't have legs, you shouldn't have excuses. Even if you're an old, feeble, fragile man who can't move on his own, he's got no excuse. He still swims a fucking mile. It's impressive. It gets me going. It makes me motivated. It should do the same for you. Don't feel bad about yourself. Start getting it right now. You know what I mean? It's fucking simple. But I just seeing shit like that just fucking, man, it hypes me up. I love seeing it. I fucking love seeing. He's got the coolest fucking snorkel I've ever seen too. It's on the front of his head somehow, dude. I don't understand how it works. I've never seen a snorkel that I've always seen him on the left side or the right side. They usually go from side to side. His snorkel goes at the front of his fucking head. It looks like a snork. You know what I mean? Remember the Snorks? That fucking cartoon? He looks like a goddamn old ass fucking snork swimming a goddamn mile. And even his daughter's like, well, I guess I just got to wait for him to get done because he refuses to do anything less than swim a mile. It's fucking beautiful and fascinating. And it fucking, God, it gets me going, man. It gets me fucking going. I know so many people that make excuses. Able-bodied. intelligent, no fucking brain injuries, shit like that. Everyone's just lazy and does the bare minimum, you know? And then this guy's out there swimming a fucking mile and he can't move his body most of the time. It's fucking exhilarating and it lifts my spirits to a level of just like, oh man, oh. And I'm just going to watch from afar too. I'm just going to let him live his life. And I don't, maybe one day I'll tell him, I'll go, man, you really inspire me. I just want to let you know that. You're out here with your walker, someone helping you in the pool, someone helping you get out, and you're still swimming a mile. It's truly, truly inspiring. Fucking truly inspiring. You know what I mean? I fucking love it. So for any excuse that you have in your life for not doing things, not bettering yourself, get the fuck over it. Unless you don't want to. If you're fine where you are, then be fine where you are. But if you want to better yourself and you find yourself making excuses and creating obstacles for yourself about why you can't do things and, oh, I'm just this way and I'm just that way. Remember, there are people out there with no fucking legs walking. There are people out there who can't move on their own, swimming a fucking mile by themselves. So what's your excuse? What's my excuse? I don't have one. I got none. I can't make any excuse for being lazy anymore. I just can't. When you see that kind of shit, you just fucking can't, man. There's people out there really pushing themselves and have real fucking troubles. Got no fucking legs and he's still walking. Go figure that shit out, man. What the fuck? Anyway, quit making excuses. Fucking get it, people. Whatever it is you want to get, fucking get it. It's all out there, man. You just gotta it's all within you. No one's gonna hand it to you. You just gotta fucking get over your fucking shitty, negative, self-loathing mentality and stop making excuses. Or you can sit and be a big fatty and cry on Instagram and have people tell you you're beautiful, even when you're not. There was something I saw on the internet too, where I think this would be a fun experiment to do. Because I do think Lizzo is a big fat slob. I don't know if you guys know that or not. I think I mentioned it a few times before. And there's nothing wrong with being a big fat slob. I just don't think she's beautiful. But the experiment is for all the women who go, Lizzo's a beautiful queen. She's absolutely beautiful. Whenever you see those women, you go, hey, you remind me of Lizzo. And just see their reaction. Because most people will go, Lizzo's a beautiful queen. But when you go, hey, you remind me of Lizzo, it's gonna destroy them because they are full of shit. Because she's not beautiful. She's a big fat slob. It's like people go, oh, look at that burn victim. She's such a beautiful person. It's like, well, you look like that burn victim too. Like, well, what do you mean? It's like, I thought she was beautiful. So what's the issue? What's the issue if she's beautiful and perfect in every single way? If you look like Lizzo, what's the problem? If she's so fucking perfect and such a queen, don't you want to look like a perfect queen? Oh no, because it's a lie. Because you know she's a big fat slob. Anyway, let's get to the animal video clip of the week and get you on your fucking way, people. Hope we had a little bit of fun this week, huh? This video, absolutely a fantastic video coming from our good friends in Russia. It's an older one. I can't remember if I've talked about this before or not, but it's interesting too, the outcome of this one, because it's like a group of Russian guys, and I believe they're hunting. It looks like they're set up in like a blind of some kind, and they have a dog with them, and a couple of bear cubs kind of come off in the near distance. They're not too far away. And their dog starts fucking with the bears and like running and charging at the bear cubs and like barking at them. And all the Russian guys are just laughing and hooting and hollering and having fun and going, ain't this great? Ain't this great? But here's the thing. Again, we've talked about this before. Anytime you encounter baby animals in nature, there's a good chance that mom is nearby. And sure as shit, the mama bear, she just comes popping up like out of this ditch. And she sniffs around for a second, and then she just charges straight at those Russian guys. And the video cuts off. But from the stories that I have read, all those Russian guys got fucked up and killed by that bear. It's fucking, I mean, it is what it is. But it's also interesting the fact that they were hunting and they had guns and none of them bothered to even like point the gun at the bear or anything like that. Cause it's not like it just it came out of nowhere and started charging. It popped its head up, started walking a little bit, sniffing around, and then looked up and then just fucking went at these guys. But, you know, that's what you get for fucking with babies, I guess. You shouldn't be doing that type of thing unless it's on like an island, you know, unless it's on an island with like millionaires and politically influential people. Then you can fuck with babies all you want, especially baby bears, and then no one's going to do anything. But when you're in the woods in Russia and you start fucking with a baby, something bad's going to happen to you. A baby bear, we're talking about, people. I don't know nothing. No, baby, we're talking about baby bear cubs, you know? You know, millionaires love baby bear cubs. That's a fact. But it's a neat video, and it's just a fucking a life lesson. Is don't fuck with baby animals because they don't want to deal with none of your shit. They will kill you because they love their babies very much, more so than human beings most of the time. But a great video, a quick video, and a fun one nonetheless. Thanks for checking out the podcast this week, everybody. Hope we had a little bit of fun. Once again, I'll be in Denver August 6th, Louisville, Kentucky, the 10th through the 12th, Cleveland, Ohio, the 19th and 20th, Pittsburgh, Boston. That'll be at the end of the month. Go to joekellycomedy.com for all the upcoming shows. Thank you to Magic Mind for sponsoring the podcast. Don't forget magicmind.com, promo code Joe at checkout. That's JOE. Save yourself 20% off. And if you'd like to subscribe to the Patreon, I certainly would appreciate it. There's a link in the description of the podcast, but it's patreon.com/utilizeshrooms. Get you some exclusive video content, some bonus podcasts, all that fun stuff. I'm figuring it out, and we're putting new shit on there every single week. So thank you to everybody who's joined it so far. I really appreciate it. We're talking over there. It's all enjoying the conversation, people. I love you. Thanks for checking out the podcast this week. I certainly appreciate it. As always, if you could do me just the smallest, just the smallest, tiniest favor before we get out of here, could you do that for me? Take care of yourself and take care of somebody else, all right? And I'll catch you around real fucking soon. Later, my friend. YouTube. Hey! Hello, video people. I love you so much. Thanks for being here this week, everybody. It's been fun. This is the exclusive YouTube portion of the podcast for those of you who are new. You don't get much more of a podcast. I just talk a little bit longer and then go, hey, this is a bonus feature of the podcast. But these motherfuckers who listen to it, they don't get to hear this part. It's just you who watch it. But I love you guys so much. I appreciate you. Thanks for supporting me. Thanks for supporting my channel. And thanks for supporting the podcast, everybody. I know it's not for everybody, but tell a friend about it. The last time somebody tried to tell their friend about the podcast, I don't think they're friends anymore. I think they heard what that person was listening to, and they're like, you like this guy? And he's like, yeah, it's great. They're like, nah, we ain't doing that, dude. But tell your friends. Tell whoever you want. And again, let me know where you're at, what your city is. Let me know some venues, some bars, some places that do music, wherever it is. And I'll try and set up a show there because I can't deal with these soulless, cocksucking, fucking idiot fucking comics anymore who are also booking fucking comedy clubs. I can't do it anymore, people. So holler at me. Let me know where you want me to be, and I'll try and set some shit up there for you. Got some big plans coming up for next year, people. Got some big plans coming your way. New album. Possibly two, actually. Possibly two coming your way. So do a little double feature. I'll let you know about it soon. I love you. Thank you for being here, everybody. I'll see you next week, all right?